Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's me, Paddy from across the shuck, and you're very welcome back to the channel. And I have got a review I've been really wanting to do, and people have asked for me to do the full review on it. And this is off a custom knife by a custom maker, Andy Brock, over here in the UK. I bought this knife. This was one of the two main buys that I made at the Sharp show just past there, Saturday past. This is a doozer. This really is a beautiful, beautiful knife of a maker that I have seen on Instagram and things like that, but I'd never spoke to him. But I'd seen some of his knives before, and they were just beautiful. And to be honest with you, it was a sort of look of a knife that I thought, oh, that's going to be dear. So I'll wait till I have money and do it. And I am sort of controlled by money. By the way, please like, subscribe and comment. That'll help the channel more than you'll ever know. But I didn't get to his stall. I got to very few stalls. I was that busy talking to people and having a good time that I didn't get to many stalls this year, which is a shame, really. But I got to his stall late, and this was not the drags. There was still there was a few knives still there. There's the middle of the afternoon, if you like. It wasn't the end of the show. He still had a few knives there, but oh my goodness. How somebody didn't pick this up, I just don't understand. Because to me, this is just the most gorgeous knife. Beautiful, beautiful knife. And again, what jigging. I just love jigging, but I love jigging done well. And that is just stunning, stunning jigging. This knife is everything I look for in a knife. Let me just show you this. Really, there you are. It is a little bit off center to the pile side. The show side is absolutely stunning, but look how well the bone has been matched and jigged. I love it. Completely individual on both sides. Just beautiful. It's all stainless steel construction, except for little red liners that go between the bone and the back spring, which just is absolutely. I'm sitting here, and honestly, I can't give enough superlatives to what I think of this knife looks-wise. Just looking at it before I get it open, everything about it. I love the stainless steel because you can wipe it with your finger. It's clean. And most custom makers do come with stainless steel. And, the liners, back springs, just come with stainless steel. That's the way they do it. It's too expensive to run titanium. You need it would just cost you a fortune. And machinery and belts and cutting machinery. It's a different thing. So custom makers tend to stick to that. What's it like when you open it? It's got a fantastic long nail neck here, which is beautiful. Opens lovely with authority, not mushy. Listen to that. Now you can imagine if I put that down from the top, what that noise sounds. There's literally no blade wrap whatsoever at all. Beautiful. So it opens up beautifully. That is not mushy. It is solid. Absolutely rock solid. Like a good custom maker has to make their knives. Locks open. That is solid. There is no movement. None whatsoever on this. Even if you get up the tip and wiggle it, there is nothing. Just so secure in your hand. It has a spring that is great. It'll rebound. Even if you're there and you push a wee bit, it's not going to just automatically snap over. I have so much confidence in doing that. That is a really big thing for us nuts who love non-locking knives. If your knife can do that, and I have no qualms, it just stops dead. It's fantastic. And again, I'm going to close it. I don't do it like this all the time, but I just want you to hear the retention the back spring has. Let me tell you, there isn't anything at all that compares to that sound, that thrill of doing that. But again, I don't do it. So you don't even need to use this long pull here. It's such a beautifully finished spine, sharp spine on it, that even at that, I can open that. Now, And this is going to sound a bit iffy, but I've got quite strong fingers. I've got really good nails. They don't snap or anything like that, but I can grip quite well, even though I'm an old fella. But I mean, if you have dexterity problems, the nail nick is there and it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. It probably is about a 7 pull when you're using the nail nick, which is fine. I just love the whole sound of it. The blade is beautiful. Is it a flashy blade? No, it's not. It's not what I would call a flashy blade. It's about, what's the length of the blade? I know it's about 3.5 inches open. Let me just get it. And it's, let me go. It's about 2 3/8. Cutting edge. Not cutting edge, 2 3/8, yeah. Yeah. 2 3/8 cutting edge. That's plenty. I mean, this could be my main carry. This will do everything I'm ever likely to do in a day. But I always have 2 or 3 knives in my pocket, as you know. The inside's beautifully cleaned out. Everything, the termination is beautiful on it. The back spring is beautiful. There ain't any light getting through there, folks. That is a beautiful knife. Beautifully well made. Beautiful. Beautiful. I always like the wee corners. It's absolutely, although the edges are sharp, they are not sharp and sticking out. This is so comfortable in hand. And this is the second video done, because when I was closing it before, I was holding it there and I was doing this and it snapped fully closed. This is what happens if you've got a knife that is, if you hold your finger there and you just let it happen, you can see that mark there. That's what happened when I done it the first time. I just got a little nip and I didn't get cut. So, you know, when I say most knives, I like to get up to that ricasso. It can save you if accidents do happen. I've had accidents happen when I'm sort of playing about with a knife, not playing about, but doing that. And I want to check what the spring's like before. That's the sort of things I check on a knife. So simple little things like that. When a knife is made well and you use it well, and you're conscious of you've got a non-locking knife. Once you get over that, and it takes about 2 days to get over that, there's no need for a lock in a knife. I don't think it is. Now, there's knives I like to have locks on when I'm going to do something. It's definitely not something you want on a knife you're going to use to repel aggression or things like that. But the slip joint is something, once you get used to it, you don't go back. You just don't go back. It's like good old Irish women. Once you've had one, you never go back. There we go. I'm sure I'm going to get killed for that. But here we go. This little swedge, that's a clip point, obviously. This is, when I get one, and it will be at some stage next year, I will get another one of his knives. But with this little swedge, that's the only thing that I wouldn't change, I would add to, is having a proper swedge down either side here. Not a big one, just a small swedge. This really reminds me of Boker and their type of style. They don't do much in swedging. I love a little swedge down a blade. I think it just gives it that little bit of sparkle. It gives that little bit of interest when you're looking at it, and when you turn the knife, you get that different faceted. I love that. The long pull, I absolutely adore. I love the way he's gone down into the ricasso. It just looks beautiful. And there's his maker mark, properly stamped. Look at that. That is a beautiful, clean stamp. And it does make a difference. It smartens a knife up when you've got a clean stamp. I think it really does add to a knife. Because this, buying a knife for £180 is an investment. You know, I'm a pensioner. I don't have a whole lot of money. I save up for what I get, or I trade other knives that I've got for what I get. So, you know, it's an investment. I mean, you can barely buy, you know, a lock and knife. A bug out will cost you this price now. Do you know what I mean? So we're not over exorbitant, us slip joint people. A lot of our knives are second hand because we love the old fashioned way things are made and built to last. This is made and built to last. My Ashleys are made and built to last. And another knife that I got after this one, when I came back from Sharp Show, with one of the boys I was speaking to at Sharp Show, who had brought a box of knives in to show me. We sat on the table and had a lovely chat. We must have talked solidly for about half an hour. It was lovely. And looking at his knives, he texted me after, did I have a number 86 GEC? I did have. It was the twin Oak Barlow. And he said, I've got a trade for you. You'll definitely come out the better off. And he had a Jeffrey, I can't remember. This is the knife. It's a Jeffrey, I've forgotten his name now. Jeffrey Mitchell knife, custom knife. And he wanted a trade from A86, a straight trade. Now this knife is over £100 more than what I could possibly get for my GEC. And I felt really guilty, but he said he wanted to do it. So we done the swap. And he also sent me, and there's a video just gone back where you see he sent me the most beautiful neck knife in a sheath that's to die for. But look, again, what I've gone for is jig bone. Look at the jig bone. It's almost that same colour. It's a bit darker. It's a different jigging. It looks like a completely different knife. It's a bit slimmer on the blade. But just, this is my jam. 3.5 inches closed and a 2.5, 2.25 inches on a blade is absolutely perfect. It does my day. And it's been years to get to where I accept that I don't need anything more than that. Don't need anything more. But the jigging this year, I bought so many knives that are jigging. Not just, let's go. One of the nicest knives I got this year is this, another form of jigging. A Rough Rider. And look at look at that on that, the jigging on that Rough Rider. That is just beautiful. Just like the handle on a gun, the stock on a gun. Just beautiful. So I've really gone to town this year on jigging. It just seems to, and the thing I like about it probably the most is when I'm sitting at night and I take it out, because this always goes in a slip, and I actually am using a slip that I got at Sharp Show, which was kindly given to me by MJ Hoods. Griff gave me this sheath, which is beautiful. I love this larger opening here, but it just matches that knife. Look at that. It's beautiful. And then look at that. How classy does that change that into? What a fantastic carry. Love that. So that's what it's carried in. One of Griff's slips, which I love. What was I saying there? Completely gone out of my head. Yes, I mean, this year has been the year of jigging for me. And when I sit at night and I take it out of that and I have it in my hands watching TV, my wife despises me opening and closing knives. And this one would absolutely tear her eardrums out. She wears hearing aids. And whatever it is, it just, the sound of me opening and closing knives really gets to her. So I can't open and close it when I'm sitting in the front room with the wife. I do it in here, but not in the front room. But I sit and literally fondle and just close my eyes holding that, and I know what the knife looks like, but just feeling it is a separate sensory just overload for me. An overload. And do I recommend Andy Brock to get a knife from? Absolutely. I will be getting another one this year from him. And honestly, I can't wait. If it's, well, obviously I'm hoping it's going to be the same standard to this. I could not see why it wouldn't be. He sold a lot of knives there. But let me tell you, you're getting what you pay for. And I think the £180 that I paid for this one was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And way within, trying to think of the right word. It's not way within, but it's in a price range that I would save up to buy more. And that, there you go. That's what it is, Absolutely. Worth every penny. And it made my Sharp Show. And I have another one from Shing coming shortly that I got there. Can't wait to get that and show it to you as well. It's completely different. It isn't jig bone. So there you go. But I'll not tell you till it comes. So, beautiful case from Griff there at the MJ Hoods. And this gorgeous knife. Just one. This is a collection piece that doesn't go anywhere. I just adore it. You don't get jigging every day. You just don't. You just don't. So, Thank you. I hope you like the look of it, a bit of a closer up look, up close and personal to it. You've got this little beauty to come next week. And let me tell you, just don't come if you're looking for faults, because these people don't make faults. As far as I know so far, they don't make faults. That's not what this is about. I'll tell you exactly what it looks like, and there's no point telling a lie. If something like it's so finicky. People get so finicky, but with our non-locking blades, I mean, that is a little bit off center, but it's certainly not anything that's going to bother you. You have to remember, these are hand put together. They're not cut to exact size. This is a handmade knife. That would never bother me. Never, ever in a month of Sundays. I just pointed out because I suppose that's the way I've always done YouTube videos, because I came from the locking side to the traditional side. And people want to know now more and more what they like. If that sort of bothers you, there's something seriously wrong with your OCD. It's a slip joint, handmade. You're going to get little imperfections in a handmade knife. And that's character rather than a defense. Now, you don't want a bad knife, but... Oh, I just go on and on. But anyway, look, if you've stayed this long and you would like to help the channel out a wee bit more than just a like or subscribe, if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, that all heads towards the channel. Everything gets put back into the channel as normal. Down in the description below, it'll tell you how to do that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you and so much if you do buy a wee cup of tea for the channel. I really appreciate it. But mostly, thank you for giving me the reason to come on and talk to a telephone about an inanimate object. And it gives me so much pleasure sharing what I get with you. Take care. Bye-bye now.